Hey everyone, I'm Danny and welcome to Wizardry Workshop. In today's video, we are going to be making a cardboard cutout stand-up of the Puking Pastilles Girl. I've got 3 different sizes. We're doing a small, kind of a bigger small, and then a large 5-foot version. I have been wanting to do this specific character cutout for a very long time, and this just seemed like a good time to do it for some reason. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I know I haven't really been posting as many videos as usual here on YouTube. I'm trying to catch myself back up. I got a full-time job as well as doing a bunch of graphic design work for the Wizarding Trunk, so my time has just been like non-existent for recording videos. I do have projects lined up though, including a book coming very soon. It is a fully readable book from the Harry Potter universe. Everybody's gonna know it once it comes out. No, it's not the advanced potion making book. If you want to check out the progress on that project, you can check out my Discord, link down below. Anyways, go ahead and check out the description box down below for a list of all the supplies you're gonna need to make this DIY, as well as the free downloadable templates, and let's get started. First, of course, you need to print the templates. So we have a miniature version. This is on regular letter-sized paper. We also have a larger miniature version, which is on 11 by 17 or tabloid-sized paper. The stands for her are also included on that same print, and it's just one print. So if you want to do something a little bit easier, or if you want to like have one for your Weasley shelf or something, these would be the good ones to go with. You can either print them on a thick cardstock and be done, and just cut them out, put them together, or you could get some chipboard or cardboard of some kind to glue them on top of if you want to make them a little bit more sturdy. But in this video, we're making a full-size version, which is 5 feet tall. The one in the movie is taller than that, but my full-size version is 5 feet tall. After I get the pieces put together for this 5-foot tall version, everything's going to be the same at that point on for these smaller versions. So that's going to be the stand and how to put that stand together and where it goes and everything. And then the large templates come in 2 different sizes. I'm working with the tabloid-sized templates to piece this together because there's less to cut, less to glue, and less to print. But there is also a letter-sized version of this, so you'll just have to do more piecing together. All we need for this are the prints, some hot glue, and a bunch of cardboard. Let's go. And I did have some really big pieces of cardboard that I saved back, and then my basement flooded, and I had to throw all the cardboard out because it was totally ruined. So this is actually cardboard that I purchased. These are just some packing boxes. I got the largest size they had. You're seeing about half of it right now. You can tell I got it from Target. You can also get this stuff from like Staples, probably Home Depot. You can find shipping boxes. You can even get them for free in pretty good shape from like if you went to Target and you ask them if they have any boxes that they'd be willing to get rid of, because they get shipments of stuff all the time. A lot of times businesses want to get rid of those old boxes, so you can pick the ones in the best shape and take them. I just went ahead and bought these to make sure that they were really nice. Anyways, I'm babbling too much. Let's continue. So you want to start by taking the box apart very carefully. So one side, you're going to find a crease where it's glued. So just go ahead and you can just rip that glue part off. The piece where it is glued, you're not going to want to use because it's getting a little ripped up, but try not to bend or ruin any of the rest of the box. I'm just actually going to take a screwdriver. You could use really anything to get in there and try and separate the boxes from each other, or the glue from the cardboard. There is a rough part right there we're not going to use, and then also all the way over here, we're not going to use that part either. But the pieces that are nice and flat, that's what we're looking for. But anywhere where it actually folds like that, we are going to just cut. One box should make about 4 pieces of nice flat cardboard. As an alternative to scissors, you could use an X-Acto knife or a utility blade or something. Now we should have some big pieces of cardboard. And what we want to do is make sure that we have enough. So you can just kind of loosely lay your templates together, and we're just making sure that we have enough cardboard to, get the job done. And lucky for me, I'm pretty sure this cardboard is wide enough to actually do the full width of this cutout. So this is going to be great. And I definitely have enough. Now we can start preparing these templates to glue on top. Anywhere there is a completely straight line on these templates, we can go ahead and just use a ruler and X-Acto knife to just cut that off. Or you could use a paper cutter, anything that's going to give you a nice straight cut. And then anywhere where there's white, like all this extra white space around it, you don't have to go in and meticulously cut around it just yet. We're going to do that when it's on the cardboard. But go ahead and just trim some of that white off so that you don't have as much paper to glue. You should end up with something like that. Go ahead and do that to the rest of your templates. And now we should have all of our pieces trimmed down in just the same way. You can take all the little paper shavings like this and recycle them or use them for like packing if you ship stuff. So we're gonna go back to our big, large pieces of cardboard. We need to make sure that it is at least a few inches more than 5 feet tall. Like make sure it's at least 5'3" tall. Now this way we don't have to worry about starting to glue this on and then realizing we don't have enough cardboard. So this piece is just an inch shy of being 3 feet tall. So I'll just grab another piece here. If I want this to be 5'3" tall, I need 2 more feet plus 4 inches, which puts me just about here. And that is just about, luckily, where that fold naturally is in the cardboard. I'm just gonna cut right along there. Normally I would have to like use a pencil to measure it out and cut it, but I lucked out this time. So how do we get these connected? Take the two straight edges where they look like they would connect, and they should pretty much completely flush with each other. They should be. I said that like Yoda.
Flush together they should be.
We take one of these scraps of cardboard right here that we have, hot glue that right there in order to connect them together. And you want to do that on the side you want to be the back of your cardboard cutout. The glue that I'm using in my hot glue gun is actually wood glue. I don't know if it's just my imagination, but it feels like it's just sturdier than regular hot glue. It just feels stronger. So that's what I'm using. Make sure you have some more hot glue sticks off to the side in case you run out. And then we're gonna line them up and use this piece to glue them together. And if yours is starting to come undone or it's not glued quite as well as you wanted, you can usually get in there on the sides like this. Just squirt some more hot glue in there. And that should be all we really need to do to like stick our pieces of cardboard together. So luckily I only had 2 very large pieces of cardboard to stick together. You might have more, so go ahead and do this to get all your cardboard put together first. Also, since mine was new, it does have these already scored parts where if I were to move it enough, it would completely bend in half. I think I'm gonna reinforce those pieces too, so it won't bend as easily. So I'm just gonna put another piece right here and another piece on the other side. This is where like the flaps of the box would fold over. So they're kind of made to be folded, and I don't want them to fold. So there are a couple of ways you could do this. You could do what I'm doing, which is just lining up my templates to make sure that everything is correct and fits. And then I'm gonna glue them all down individually. The alternative would be to actually glue all the paper together first and get it right, and then glue the whole thing down onto cardboard at the same time. But that can cause issues. It's just way easier to get wrinkles in your print, like when you're gluing it down like that. I find it easier to just do it in pieces. Now we can start our gluing. The reason I use glue stick for stuff, a lot of paper stuff, is because it's very forgiving. Like if I mess up, I have time to resituate things, and it's easier to wipe off and stuff. I know it's not the most professional choice probably. And see, I'm just taking it in pieces and gluing them down. Move the next template up, find where it best aligns, And then we can go ahead and start gluing this one down too, just in parts, just like before, to make it easy. I'm sure you understand how it works now. So we're just going to line things up and get everything glued down, all the different pieces. And at that point, it's ready to cut. The most important thing is to get these letters lined up. Even if something else like this part of the arm or something right here, something very small, might be slightly off, you want those letters to line up no matter what. So make sure these letters look good, because that's not really going to be noticeable. But if the letters are off, it's definitely going to be noticeable. All right, so I've got the whole thing glued down, and it's looking really cool, I think. I'm really tempted to just jump in and start cutting this right now, but I've got to wait. You gotta wait for that glue to dry, and it doesn't take long. You just gotta let it wait, maybe walk away for a half hour, 45 minutes, and then we can start cutting. But if you start cutting too early, you are going to rip it because of the wet glue. This is now completely dry, ready to cut out. I'm super excited because I want to see what this looks like when it's done. But here's what I'm going to do. You can do it this way. I suggest doing it this way. You could even use a bigger piece of foam. This is just some foam from something that I ordered, and you know, they've always got foam in there. And I figured instead of throwing it away and, you know, it taking 500 years to decompose and hurting the earth, I could just reuse this foam as like something I can put under stuff like this, because I do a lot of like cardboard stuff, and that way I can cut it, so sort of saw it with my X-Acto knife, and I'm just cutting into the foam. That is what I use my leftover foam for. We are just going to literally use an X-Acto knife and sort of saw through the cardboard. You do want this to be flat. You don't want to pick it up and try using scissors, because then you're going to bend and warp the cardboard, and you want it to be as flat as possible when it's all finished. So yes, it's tedious, but it's going to be worth it. The one exception to that sawing technique that we've been doing is when you get to the bottom, this very bottom part needs to be a straight cut across. I now have this entire thing cut out, so you should be able to just sort of pop it out. It's better to pop it up out of the cardboard like this, because then you're not accidentally peeling the paper that you've glued down away from the cardboard. You might accidentally do that if you push it the wrong way. And now I have the entire character popped out of the cardboard. So this is actually looking really good. I'm going to get some better shots of this in a minute, but first, let's worry about getting that stand attached. So we have the stand in a bunch of different pieces, and they are labeled. So A goes with A, like this, and B goes with B, and so on all the way down until you get to E at the bottom. But these, we don't want to cut along these lines just yet. All we want to do is trim off all the excess white like that, but keep those straight lines in there, because we're going to need them as guides when we make our precise cuts after these are glued onto cardboard. I'm just going to line them up and make sure, do the same thing as before, make sure that I have enough to create the stand. Once again, we just need to put a couple pieces together right here, just like before. And we can start gluing our pieces on. And I'm starting at the bottom, so I'm sort of going backwards, but it's no big deal. We're just gonna glue these pieces on. You can tell which piece goes where because the E will line up with the E. With these, it's kind of like a close enough match will work. I've gone ahead and started cutting out the overall shape of this. You wanna cut with a ruler and X-Acto knife on a flat surface. So you don't want to use scissors because you'll bend the cardboard as you're trying to cut. Now I'm going to show you how to do these little tabs. There are 3 of them. I have already cut along all the thick, solid black lines. All that's left to do is score, and then we're going to fold it. Scoring is very similar to the cutting, only we're going to use a scoring tool instead, or you could use like the end of a pencil or something. Maybe an unsharpened pencil or a pen or a mechanical pencil without the lead out, and you're just going to score along that little dotted line. So if I take my scoring tool and do it, you might go a little bit into the cardboard. Just make sure you don't go all the way through, but it might pop through there a little bit. and that's okay. Once we're done with the scoring, we can push this up, and it has a little slit right here. So that's what the tab looks like right there. I actually do want this line right here that I cut out to be slightly thicker because cardboard is going to have to tuck in there too. So I'm just going to make it a little bit thicker. And so now the cardboard can slide in that nook a little bit easier. And if this does go all the way through and it breaks off, don't worry, you can just use some duct tape and hook that back in there. Let's go ahead and do this to all the different tabs, and then we're going to use that same scoring method to do this really long score line all the way up the side. For those of you making the smaller one, it's exactly the same as the large one. So we're going to lay the ruler across where the thinner strip is right here on this side of that dotted line. And then we're just going to try and fold right there along that dotted line while keeping the tabs down. So there, as you can see, I've got it folded up and the tabs are still down. I'm just going to fold it all the way. So now we should be able to fold it back and forth like this. From there, we can pull the tabs upward. So you might want to use a pencil or some other kind of tool to sort of get in there and pry, I guess, the tab upward. And as we do that, and this is for all three tabs, we pull it up and there is that little slit right here that this cardboard is going to tuck into. So as we pull it up, we tuck the cardboard into that little slit and it kind of helps it stay up, and that is what the stand looks like. And just like with the large one, we want to glue this on the back of our character. The thin part is what we glue down right here in the middle. I will use hot glue for this. That's a lot easier than the large one because we can do it all in one shot. And with the stand on, she will stand up just like that. Perfect for the shelf. And if you only want it out every once in a while, you can push these tabs down just like the big one. Fold this over, and this could just slide in between some books or something, or somewhere, anywhere, just to put it away if you want to like swap out characters or something. Like, let's say you make a bunch of these different characters that I've been doing. At this point, you can feel free to just peel off that template if you don't want it on there. And we want it to be up. So go ahead and take the stand and pop it up just like I showed you. There, so now you should have your stand like this. And then this side, the long skinny side right here is what goes and attaches to the back of your cutout. So flip your stand over, make sure that that side is facing down, and we want to get it pretty much centered. Put hot glue on the bottom of this right here and glue it down to the back of our stand. So just do it parts at a time, just like everything else. You don't need to try and do the whole thing all at once because that's not going to work. You will want to turn it up a little bit like this so that we can get in there and get some more glue in there. And we can also use some packing tape or duct tape on this side to sort of like double reinforce this. It doesn't all have to rely on hot glue because it's the back of the thing, so who really cares what it looks like? So I'm just going to go ahead and dribble some hot glue in here all the way along and then press it down. Now I have my stand completely attached to my cutout. So to put it down, obviously we put all three of those flaps down, and then this backboard should fold flat, and now we can store it away when we're not using it, and when we want to use it again, we just pop that back up, pop those flaps back up, and now she will stand up. And that is it, guys. So now I've got a gigantic one creeping behind me right here, as well as this little one. So the small one I'm going to put up on my Weasley shelf, which is currently behind her head. Let me know what you guys think about this project. It was super fun to do. I always love doing these cardboard cutouts, and I'm getting a little collection of them. So it's gonna be really cool to put up during a Harry Potter party, and really awesome for guests to like take pictures as if they're like standing right there with the characters or this creeper. I really want to do a full-size version of Hagrid, but that is going to be so much cardboard, and I don't even know where I would put it. Like, it wouldn't fit anywhere inside my house. But if you have any ideas for other characters I could do, let me know. And I really like doing the small ones too, so let me know if this is something that you're interested in me continuing. And if you made it all the way to the end of the video with me, you're a Wizard Harry. Give it a thumbs up down below if you did like the video, and subscribe if you're not subscribed for more Harry Potter DIYs and unboxings and just cool stuff like that. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.